December 11, 2023. I was looking at Google search because today I was get some information about the seekers, and I read that they were equal. Women and men was equal in that religion tradition, but in the same way they say that in the Christianity also. They don't see it like I want to know if there is equal under God, not under what men think and saying, but the law under God Almighty, and not Jesus, the real God Almighty. If there is in His eyes and His creation, is it equal between men and women? And so I searched for that answer, and then suddenly I came to Mormons, and that is the church where I am in. I am a member of the Mormon church, LDS church, and I have told you that 2016 in Jerusalem, I heard that I should do my DNA, and I was not interested of it. But as I heard it from heaven, must it be something special with that? So immediately when I come back to Sweden in 2016, I was sending my blood, not blood, it's saliva, to Ireland, and then I get a result about my DNA, and I had no clue about my past, where I'm coming from, more than from my mother, but I don't know my roots. So I'd be shocked when I find it out. I was thinking when I got the result, and it was not my own thinking, I have that answer in my head, that it has something with Jesus to do. That's why I should do my DNA. And it was that my DNA reached down to Jesus. And Jesus is not the first human being born. There is a long line of before Jesus. I have heard people saying, but everyone is coming from Jesus, they say. But that's not true. Because Jesus had brother and sisters, and they get kids, and they go into other branches. So not everyone is targeting Jesus in your DNA. And so, but it was not really the answer. It was only one of the answer. that I got. And I have wondering why have why did they want me to do my DNA? And I was so shocked of mostly what I saw in my mother's branch line, and I was thinking they maybe my saliva was mixed up with something when I sent it to Ireland. So I did one more DNA test and sent it to Texas, United States, and I got the same result back. So now I know it's true, and that is the question: was it so important that I should do my DNA? Why did heaven told me to do it? And then I since year 2000, when God come and talked to me, really talked to me, because I was on my way to make a suicide, and he make me understand that I should not do a suicide, and I started to work under God, and then I have searched for answer in many things, and now I was in hypnosis 2018, and in the hypnosis I was up to heaven, and before I could come into heaven, I was in a very dark room, and it was like a chair, a big chair, almost like a throne. And in that throne, there was it was like a woman sitting in that throne, and she was in beams of lights in some colors. It was turquoise, blue, like a little purple, and two green, light green. And it was formed like a woman. It was not a body, it was only streaming of light. And but the form, when she was in the chair, it was like a woman sitting there. And then I asked her if I saw behind her doors that was closed. And I asked her if I was allowed to go into heaven. So she didn't sit in heaven. She was sitting just outside the doors. And she said that I could come into those doors. That was one door was into heaven, and I met those spirits that was singing. But I come to understand, they told me that it was their heart that was singing, because they were so happy. But that answer did I get later on from an angel that told me this, and I think she was have been to me and talk about the heart that's singing twice. Have she been here, at least, if not more times, and then was it another door? was allowed to go into, and that was about the future. And it was people there in that landscape room that was waiting for me, but it was not clear for me. It was like clouds. They have no details in the body, but I saw it was one very high person, and then it was like children and a little shorter people with that, like a leader that was there in the room. And he that did the hypnosis on me, he asked me if I knew who they were. And I say to him that I can't know who they are because I have not met them yet. They are in the future, and the future I have not been there. The future is the future, so you can't know it. But I knew that I should meet these people once I am up in heaven or in the future here on earth. And that so I be surprised when I look at this with women equal with men in religion. And then I saw that the Mormon church that had this, and I have said that a few times here in my podcast, that I was to the Pioneers Museum in Salt Lake City. And it was not that museum that they have for family trees things. This was a museum that was not for tourists to go into. But I was there, and I was by myself in that museum because it was no people find this. It was not in the center of Salt Lake City. And it was only people that work there. That was 3-4 people that was in that museum. And I saw that the women in the old time, when Joseph Smith was alive, they did healing on each other, and women did it mostly, of course, when it was about labor, to help to not have so much pain like that. But they did a healing if they were allowed of men to do it. And I know it's coming very true for me because I was with a doctor in General Hospital in Salt Lake City, and he was a priest for the Mormon church, and he said to me that I should go and heal people in the hospital, that they had hard to help in healing. So I was allowed to lay hands on sick people in the general hospital, and they go and they be okay. And I was in Salt Lake City 1 month, and I met these people that I lay hand on. They come to me and show up that they have been healed and thank me for it. And it was not those first days I was in a general hospital. It maybe was less than 2 weeks before I left Salt Lake City, it happened. And because the family I live with, the father in the house, the priest, he felt it, that it was something special with me, and he said that I was very intelligent person. He told me, and he was surprised that I was so intelligent, and I'm glad for it. I don't brag about it, but he told me that, and it is these secret things that I don't like. This I have told you about it, that I was born like that I hate secret things. I really hated it. And I saw things around me when I was 5, 6 years old, and older, and be older also, how they doing acting. And I was born in a family, and my aunts and those related to me, they were very wealthy, and they act like they were queen and kings outside for people that come and to our family. But then when they were by themselves, brother and sisters, in those parties they had, feasts they had, they were so drunk, and they did and say many bad things. And I was thinking how people can be into different way, so very, very strict in clean and how you look like. And then when they go drunk, they were not at all nice people. So I hated that. And my brother and sister, they had secrets also, and they did many bad things secretly to me. And then sometimes when I told my mother, she liked it, that they were evil to me. And I was so straight into telling the truth and not lie at all. And it didn't work, because the world is like that. Not like my family, maybe not, because they were extremely of secret things. But a little lie and secret is it many times in the world. So it's hard to be this straight truth person. It doesn't work. It doesn't mix with the world. And that's why I am on my own, by myself. And so I read today that Joseph Smith, he was talking about the mother in heaven. And it was not his mother, because she was alive. It was the Heavenly Mother. He was talking about the Heavenly Mother. And I read just now, before I started the recording, that Joseph Smith took two of these like disciple people in his church, and they went out in the forest, and Joseph Smith lay down in the grass and hold out his arms on the side like a cross, and then he told those two other to lay on each of his arm. And first, when they look up, they saw the like God shining, coming down to them, and they closed their eyes. And then when they opened their eyes, there was a woman with God, and that was the Mother of Heaven. So that, and they were talking about the Spirit Mother in heaven, not like an earthly mother. It was the Mother in heaven. And so it's I got to confirm about what I saw in the hypnosis, that she was not the body. She was streaming beams that come together, and it is, maybe is it this that I was talking about. I had a vision of a man standing up in a mountain on a hill, and then he pointed out somewhere far away, and he said only one word to me, and it was alloy. He said that, and I have never heard that word alloy. So I was turning around it and look for it, see what it was. But there is alloy in the Bible. In one place there is. It's not in all version of the Bible, but there is alloy in one version of the Bible, older version, there it says alloy. And then I check it out, what it means. I find alloy later on, and I found out that it was like strong metallic. Today we say fusion, that they go together, and they maybe are a little weak in the metallic, but when they melt together, when they go together, they be very strong in this. And he was talking about alloy. And now when I'm talking, I am thinking that maybe it was what he was talking about, and he pointed far away, and he told me that the Mother is the streaming of these beams. When they come together in the prefix, they go very strong. And then now when I have talking about this woman that come to me in a vision, and it was like she was higher up than other people. It was people carrying her it was men that was under her, but she was far over them. And she come to me, and she said to me, seek who I am, she say. And that I think it was the Mother of Heaven that wanted me to come so far, deep into, not only seek for God, but also for her to seek. And it is a spirit is coming here to talk to you. And she's not talking. She is not talking to me. She wants to talk to you, but through me. And she said that you need to complete in that way, that you not only seek for God, you seek for her, the Mother of Heaven. And that is not like the Catholic Church is talking about. It's a spirit things, it's not a body. And I saw her as a body when she said I should seek her. But that was because I was not so far into this. It was just after I have coming back from United States for 20 years ago. So I had not this knowledge that I have today. So she needed to look like a human when she talked to me. And then when she talked to me, I saw she had like a dark blue, like germ, a stone in her forehead. And then I was flying into that. It was like a hole in the forehead, but it looked like she had a stone in her forehead that was dark blue. And I come into that hole, and I come into another world. And there were nothing in that world that I come into. It was only dark blue, the hole, because I had not learned anything. The more deeper knowledge, not the knowledge that most people know. It's those the deeper inside the whole thing. I got the key in my hand to get the knowledge, and it was I'd be a little scared because there was nothing in that world I come into. But today, if I should go out from that world and into that world I lived in just around 2005, like that, if I should go back and then go back into this world again, I think that I should meet many things, because there was like she's saying that to me now. She's saying that's where you store things in heaven. That's what this means. The knowledge you have got from us, that you keep in that world where you came. That's where you have your belongings, the knowledge is where you're carrying with you. Many things, now she's talking to you, many things in your life that you have going through and you get and experience and these things is going away from you. It's molded. It's been dizzy. You don't remember it, and that's is not the treasure, but the treasure that you read, the real knowledge that you get from us in the way that you seek us. She's saying this. Then when you seek, you will find. And what you find will be stored in heaven. That stored in heaven will never go away. And it is very beautiful that she's showing me now. She's saying that when you go to heaven, that's where you are going. You will go into that treasure room you have. And now she's saying that everyone that do this journey, that try to find the key to heaven, those going to that treasure room you have kept. And the treasure room, and it's only positive things. It's very good for you. It's beautiful room where you have all this, and you will remember them as good, and it make you be confirmed into. It's very hard to describe what she's telling me and showing me. She say that is where you find yourself back to yourself. You find him back to yourself, she's saying. But I don't really understand what she's talking about when she's saying you find you back to yourself. It's but it's a very positive thing, of course. So it's not necessarily to describe it so you really understand, because it is something you can think about it and imagine it, but you can't imagine it, what it really will be, because it's more than positive. It's everything there that you store, because you did the work here on earth. You seek and you find, and you store it up to heaven, and you live there forever in heaven, in that only one day, and you have this everything with you. You don't do things in heaven. It's here on earth you need to do what you should store up to heaven. It's done. When you coming to heaven, most people is coming to heaven, and you are standing there in the court, and they will ask you what you did here on earth. And it will be a very shame if you think, what did I do here? What did I do on earth? That life I had on earth, what did I do? And you find yourself have not done anything. You will not tell the heavenly court things that doesn't matter. That you understand when you stand in the heavenly court and they ask what you did here on earth. And you, I gave birth to 10 children, for example. That you will not say, because you know it inside yourself. That is not what they ask you about. They ask you what you really did for heaven, not what you did for the earth. What did you do for heaven? Did you ever, have you ever asked heaven what you can do for heaven? Most people have only asked what heaven can do for them, but it is not the real answer. The answer is, and that the answer you must tell them. What did you do for heaven? For them to be stronger. They need you to put in the energy in those treasure rooms there is, and put it in there to build a strong heaven. Even if it's strong now, it needs to be fed the whole time from every generation. Need to feed it, be with good things. It's not for doing things for yourself here on earth. It's for heaven you do things. And that is, I understand that it can be very hard to think in that way, because you have been taught of the parents or the church or other people that you do things here on earth that have with the earthly life to do, but it have with the spirit life to do, that they ask you. And you have been taught to create lots of kids and raise them up and go to the church, and but that is wrong answer. The answer is that you did something on your own without thinking of any reward. You did it because you love heaven. You want to help heaven. It's not about you. It's not about things that is here on earth. It's about what you do for heaven. And I have done when God come and talked to me, and I was on my way to do a suicide for 23 years ago. Since that day, I have not done anything on my own. I have done things that God have called me for to do. And you have to ask yourself, what is it God have called me for to do? Not about the human life, but the heavenly life, the spirit life. What I don't have the answer for you, because it's personal. It's between you and God and the Mother in heaven, everyone that is in afterlife. That's between you and them, to ask, what can I do for you? Have I done things for you that make you understand that I am a co-worker for you in heaven? We are in the same God's plan, no matter what generation we lived in. We are all workers for the good. Well, she come out now, so it's time to end here, and I hope you understand what she was telling you through me. I was not talking to myself. I was talking to you. So God bless you. Thank you for listening.